Show us your tips. Daggy and Beaver back with a weekend preview after our Easter freshen up between us. Tanned, feeling ready to go, ready to get stuck into some good racing. How are you, Beaver?
Yeah, good, thanks, Daggy. Short little spell there, freshen up, got back ready and raring to go, and let's hope we can run well fresh.
Lovely trip to Bali, I hear.
Yes, mate. Son to myself in Bali. Bit of time on the main island, bit of time out in the jungle, find myself again, and here we are.
What'd you find?
No, not a lot, mate.
Not there. That's right.
I did work out. I'm doing okay, mate.
You worked out? Okay. Very good. Fair enough.
Even you are too, mate.
Oh, trust me, I've been on a cruise ship for 4 days. I'm doing all right. Some of the people that inhabit them. But anyway, Morphettville Island was lovely too, but we're back to get stuck into some good racing from, for the next 6 weeks or so, we're going to focus on Queensland with the good racing happening up there. Today we'll have Caulfield as a supplement, but welcome back. Sorry for the delay, but let's get stuck into it straight away. Gold Coast. First of all, a couple of quick plugs. Showusyourtips.net is where you'll find our written copy. That will be up this afternoon, as well as the show itself. We're on Spotify if you want to listen to us in the car or anywhere else you want to pop your headphones in when you're walking the dog and such. And you can also check out for the Winter Carnival coming up as autumn's wrapping up. PCTC, Punters Challenge Tipping Comps on Facebook, is running their cash weekly tipping comps as well. We've been involved for over a decade with them. Beaver's running second with about a fortnight to go in the autumn comps to give him strength. We don't need to discuss.
Thanks, mate. You've just absolutely mocked me, and that's the end of my season.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. So you won't see me off nobbies. Take us on in winter as that comes up, which is all 4 states, but we'll get to that when the next comp is upon us. Gold Coast is where we're going to kick off this afternoon, where the track is currently a soft 6. The weather looks pretty good for the rest of the weekend, though. Track usually pulls up pretty well too, the rail and the true, and if we get decent weather, I think it gets to about a 5 or 6 or a dead in the old, I would say, Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's about right, mate. Hopefully, Gold Coast is generally a pretty fair track, so hopefully not too wet. A little bit of improvement there, and hopefully every horse gets its chance.
Big track, rail true. Shouldn't be too many demons, I would think. We kick off with a 2,200 metre benchmark 78, not the most exciting way to start our return to this show, but do you have a winner for us?
Yeah, look, you're 100% right. This isn't the most ideal way to start the day. 2200s tend to throw up a few interesting results. Look, I think I'm going to go for number 7, Mistress of Illusion from the Wallace stable. He tends to bob up when they're around about this price with this type of runner. It's been fairly consistent of late without winning. But most of those runs have been pretty good. Most of that form has come from Sydney. Last run up at Eagle Farm was fairly decent on a heavy track, finished off okay against a horse that's got a little bit of ability, I think. So I got it on top. I think Bestower again has the Sydney form and could be the main danger.
I went to the leader here in the right way. I think it's super honest. It was quite good over 1,800 metres last start against a decent horse in Rising Pacific. Comes here, gets pretty much complete control. I couldn't find a heap of other pace unless a horse like Smart Legend decided to cross over and go with it. The only bad run it's had in the last few was under Courtney Bellamy, gets Emily Lang back on. Good gate. I think it'll be in a finish. I actually like the way it was coming back through the line last start, and I think 2,200 metres should suit it. The danger is Fio Prospero, go with that, who came off 2 Queensland wins, went back to Sydney. I think similar race to the Bestower, actually, and can improve off that. The second is a 1,200 metre benchmark, 85. And I like the top, number 2 here, top of the market, Metalart. I think it's won its last 2 without getting out of second gear. They've found a key to it and keeping it fresh. Freshen up, month off, trial in between. And last trial was very soft. I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat. And cut out of the ground is no issue, unbeaten in the soft. Main danger, as the market suggests, is John Rambo. Bolted in last time. Has a wider gate to contend with, but as the day goes on, I actually don't think that's going to be too much of an issue at the Gold Coast. Fairly keen on this favourite, Beaver.
Yeah, I'm going the same way, so I'm glad you found that. I'm fairly keen as well. I think it's ready to run well, has really good form. Last time in, fresh here, does have to carry the 61.5, which is potentially the only challenge, but has the offset by a really good gate in gate 2. I think it can posse up and run a very good race.
Silk Stocking is up next. 1400 metre listed race for the girls. Who have you found?
Yeah, going here with the market again here. Floozie, thought it'd be hard to beat last start and ran up to that. Third up here, 53 kilos, looks hard to beat. Only downside is the draw in gate 15, but with a bit of sting out of the ground, maybe that's okay. I think it's hardest to beat. So I've got it as clear on top and one of the better bets.
I didn't go much further past it. I've got it on top as well. New lease on life up in Queensland. Jogged in its first two. I don't think this is a heap harder. And on top for me, finds a running line from gate 15, clear air. And we'll be fighting out the finish. Actually did its yearling videos back in the day when it was a Beamer baby. Poetic Drama was the value in the race, I thought. It's 30 to 1 at the moment. I think stuck on okay last time. Might be one for your exotics. The fourth is a 1200 metre listed race as well. This time I am going with our old mate who we found a couple of carnivals ago up in Queensland in infancy. Big resumption of 2 nice trials. And I want to take it on, but with the booking of James McDonald, I just decided I wouldn't. It's on top, bit commemorative. That form stacks up for this race. Didn't think too much harder than that. I thought Warney was the interesting runner, but I've just noticed it's been scratched, which suggests it's probably going for Gosford, actually. And with it out, I'm a little bit more confident. What have you found here?
Yeah, I'm going for Need Some Luck from the Snowden stable. Look, it's just flying at the moment. Again, resumed and ran a really nice resumption there, beating one in soft going, beating City of Lights, who's franked that form. Gets the right run here. Gate 7's fine, and I think it's hardest to beat. Main danger, probably infancy.
The Ken Russell is up next. It is a Group 3 for the 2-year-olds over 1,200 metres. Short price in Beedman. I thought too short, but am I missing the obvious here?
I think it's as short as you'd want to be, but I think it is the obvious selection. Look, gets the service to JMac here. First up was pretty good, and then Braindham went second up at Newcastle in its maiden, jumped out, led all the way, won by 2 lengths, was short priced. That gave it the kill to bring here. I suspect the plan was always to bring it to Queensland, and I think it's the clear on top here.
I went with Sunrays at the value, unbeaten. I think all its runs have been good. The market, just actually looking now, market looks like it's balancing out, so they will start closer, I suggest. I thought the obvious, well, not the obvious bet, but maybe the safer bet might be just backing a horse like Fabulantes for a place. It will lead up and perhaps hold on around nearly $3 a place at the moment. Was the other way I was looking at this race. Just thought it was too short off a Newcastle win. It wasn't really knocking it. And we'll move on to the Gold Coast Guineas, which is a Group 3. A very good Group 3. Probably more of a watch and learn race, really, because I went through and struggled to find anything to really stamp and ended up deciding I'm going to back these 2 fillies down the bottom. Some fresh blood here. Editing gets a run now. The Emergency, I thought that was an outstanding win. Last start, first start up in Queensland, did it as it likes. It's before that should have won first up as well. Come back in very nice order. I think this is a nice horse, and I'm going to make the danger the stablemate Silver Wedding, who, albeit off a Canterbury win, I thought was very, very impressive getting there, and was just looking to some fresh blood at a price. That said, I wouldn't knock anyone liking any of those top 3, Emirate, Wanarua, who will both be up on pace and very hard to beat. And I thought Bossusto, coming off a second in New Zealand, was a big price as well. But my bets will predominantly be around those 2 fillies down the bottom. What are you thinking, Beaver?
Yeah, look, I thought Editing also was a was a really good chance in this. The only downside for me was the draw, which worried me slightly.
Yeah.
But I think it was behind what it has run second, a neck behind a horse I do think will win tomorrow in Raikkonen, and then had the really good winner by the 5 lengths. First up there. So certainly not ruling it out. I am going to go for Emirate just based on the draw and the combination of McDonald Waller. It has got form in Group 1 races.
Yeah. Broadsiding and Traffic Warden do jump out.
Broadsiding and Traffic Warden. They're quality runs from a quality horse, and I think $5 is a very nice bet when you consider that type of form. So I've got it on top. If it's come back anywhere near that type of form, I think it's certainly going to be super hard to beat here, and that's why I've gone for it on top.
It does stink a little in that and the fact we haven't seen it all autumn suggests it's probably going to be targeting all of these Group 1s coming up as we get deeper into the winter. The 1800-metre Hollindale Stakes at Group 2 level is the feature on the card. A very interesting race, Beaver, but who's going to win it?
Yeah, look, very interesting race.
I feel like you're going to steal my thunder here, but go on.
What's that?
I feel like you're going to steal my thunder here, but you go.
I'm going to steal your thunder. I'm a bit nervous about what that is here. Look, mate, I've got Buckaroo on top.
Okay, fair enough.
Am I stealing your thunder?
No. Go on.
I just, look, anywhere near its best form, it's clearly the on-topper here. 1800 metres, now third up, now getting out to a more suitable distance. I know it's coming back from the 2000 last start, but that was in Group 1 company behind Via Sistina, which was first up. It was a good run, finished 9th of 10th, but it was behind Gringotts in that very good Group 1 race, carrying 59 kilos and only finished less than 2.5 lengths from the winner. So I think the 2 runs in this time have actually been fairly decent. Gets the draw to get in the running line here. And at the weight for age against some of these, if it's anywhere near its best, it wins this by 5, I guarantee it. But that's what you're backing on. So I've got it on top. I think the main danger is Antino. I expect some improvement from him. And I just couldn't find too much else, to be honest. That's why it just looked the obvious to me.
I've got a bad feeling Antino busted itself in those 2 big runs last spring. But
and that could be the case.
Look, I thought Lindeman's last run was better than that of Buckaroo's up on pace, which is why I couldn't sort of split them. So I went somewhere else, and that was to Eliyass, who has been kept on ice since last year's McKinnon. Trolls probably could have been slightly better, but I think just gets the right run here. It's $8 and has never missed a Quinella fresh. I think this is another horse they've just put away and saved to get some big wins up in Queensland. So around the $8 mark, it's going to go on top. From Lindemann, and yes, scared of Buckaroo, but I just had Lindemann in front of it, so I penned them both. After that day, Lindemann burnt me back in February. The 8th is the Gold Coast Bracelet, 3-odd fillies listed race here, and I don't have much to add apart from the fact that I think the market's in the right order. I've got Pinedo on top, best finisher in the lead-up from Meridiana, which was the other best run probably in the lead-up. And there's a John Sargent filly. They always grow another leg once they get out to this sort of distance range. I thought they were the 2, and I'm very scared of the fact Waller's, turned up with a handful that will all run well as well. Not much to add apart from how the market looks. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I've gone for Meridiana. I liked that last run.
Yep.
I think it's got some really good natural improvement, this horse. Won its first up run, and then as the distances have gone out, I think it's improved. I think the 1800 is perfect, drawn 6. I expect it to get a really good run, and I got it on top. Main danger, I've got the Waller Full Hayer. Again, similar form, similar sort of pattern to Meridiana. Won at Super Maiden at Hawkesbury a couple of starts ago. Then was good in town at Canterbury over this distance. Got that run under its belt. I think it can run well.
The last is the Bat Out of Hell, the 1,000-metre traditional finish to this program. Who do you like here?
Yeah, tricky little race here. I've gone for the 8 economics. I really thought the last run was a really good run. I like the way hit the line there. It's down with 53 and a half. I know a couple of starts back it was behind Wonder Rocks, but meets it much better at the weights here. Got the gun drawing gate 2. Got it on top. Wonder Rocks is consistent, going well. And the rest of the race sort of was a bit interesting. I thought something like maybe the fresh hardware lane could be hard to beat as well at odds, but economics on top for me.
I've gone with Wonder Rocks. I've flipped him. I won't rehash it all. I thought it gets a nice run from gate 4. Noel Callow strong enough to get this into the finish. And I agree. I was looking, from a quaddie point of view, looking for horses at value in form of Hardware Lane, Ralphie, and Lucky Alien. I thought all were decent price blowouts in the last. I guess with no Sydney today, it's my job to do the Gold Coast quaddie, unless you really want it.
No, you're wrong.
First leg, we'll do 1 Basusto, 2 Emirate, 3 Wanneroo, 9 Spicy Martini, 16 Silver Wedding, 17 Editing. Second leg, 2 Buckaroo, 3 Lindemann, 5 Baudejant, the other on Pacer, and 8 Eliyass. Third leg, we'll go with 2 Pleasure. No, we will not do that. We'll do 4 Panito, 5 Meridiana, 6 Heat Missile, and 9 Full How. And last leg, 2 Wonder Rocks, 3 Hardware Lane, 4 Alfie, 8 Economics, and 13 The Lucky Alien. $100 gets you just over, or just under 21% there. My best on the program will go with Metalart, race 2, number 2. My value, race 7, number 8. Eliyass, what about yourself?
Yeah, my best bet is race 3, number 11, Floozie. And my value is race 6, number 2, Emirate.
Very good. For ChelseaTips.net, we'll head to Caulfield for not a bad little off-season program. We're going to kick off on a good 4 with the rail in the 4-metre position. And I'm hoping without a rain-affected track and a little bit of a break, there'll be no demons in this Caulfield surface. 1,100 metres handicap for the 2-year-old kicks us off. And I went through this and got to the trials of Prince Tycoon and thought this is a bloody good horse. I think it's going to jump, lead, win. Probably bolts in. Scared of the other first starter in Burlington Arcade, who has trialled up really well as well. And Latin Boss Next Best, who is also always had some ability and has the breakthrough. I think we see a nice horse stepping out here for the Buston Young team, Beaver.
I'm with you. I think we do see a nice horse step out here, and pretty confident we can get off to a pretty much a flying start here, Daggy. Clearly on top for me. Very hard to beat based on what I've seen at the trials.
Beautiful. Thought about making it my best, but we need to see it on race day first, I suppose. The second is a benchmark 84. It's over 2,400 metres, less inspiring, but someone has to win it. Who do you think that will be?
Yeah, look, it's not inspiring at all. You're 100% right. I thought number 6, Fineo, could run well. It's very consistent of late, and I thought it finished off quite nicely last start. Probably should have just about won that race, and prior to that was pretty good. In nicely enough at the weights. It'll be able to run the distance, and it will be in the finish somewhere around the 350. You'll get a good start for your money, so I've got it on top.
Yeah, I've got it as the chief danger. Going really well, just probably ended up a sitting shot last time out. I went looking for the leader, and I decided that's probably Zarab from gate 1. Hasn't done a lot wrong. It'll be in the right spot, and we just see them all line up in these staying races and go around and play follow the leader. So that's the way I've gone on top. The Smoke and Romans Torrenzino form does stack up pretty well for this race. 2 hopes for me. The third is a benchmark 78. 2,000 metres, and Muktamil should have won last start at the Valley, I thought, on that shitty surface. Just got held up at a key time. Found the line pretty well. I think it's a horse we've both had a bit of a time for, and it's $10. So we'll put it on top from Preferential, who does get a soft run from gate 1. It's going well enough. Bit of a plotter, so back to 2,000 metres was my main concern there. That was about it. I thought Golden State Warrior resuming off a long spell might be worth some thought as well at the top, but could be a warm-up run.
Mate, you had as much to say as what I did. I've gone for Muktamil as well. This is not an overly strong race here. Gets the right draw here. That double figure odds is not bad. Fourth up, it's fit enough. 2,000 is ideal, and 1 well 2 starts back, and could have finished closer last start. So I had it, and I did think that preferential was the plotter that could also run well. But yeah, Muktamil on here, I thought $10 was quite good.
Very good. I like to hear it. 1,400 metres, benchmark 70 is up next. Who have you found?
Yeah, pretty keen on the favourite here, Medea from the Hay stable. Just flying at the moment, this stable, and horses like this, they just know how to get them up and running and going well. Finished second at first start. At $12, then odds on last start, and absolutely bolted in at Sale. I think it can take the next step here in what looks a very winnable race, drawn perfectly. Get on.
Not much to add. When you get to these benchmark 70s, I'm looking for the lightly raced ones that are on the way up, and that is it. Medea on top. Danger Terralee, who won well on debut, and I guess the horse that's over the odds here is Forever in Time. I thought it was a reasonable price around the double figure mark. 1,400 metre benchmark 78 is up next. And I've come up with a horse that's been off trialling for quite a few months now. But from a decent avenue, I like the price around Extreme Virtue here. Unbeaten last prep. It's had four trials in the last 4 months, but they've all been very good trials. So I'm not sure if there's an issue. I haven't heard much noise outside of what I can see with my own eyes, but I thought that looked a great bet here. A great each-way play for Extreme Virtue on top. Prior Pearl, Main Danger, it will be on pace and going really well. As is Serious Suspect, no knock on it. What are you thinking? Just on mute, mate, sorry.
I said I came up with the same two, but just flipped them. Okay. I've gone for Pariah Pearl on top. I thought it would lead out and probably control the pace here. And if there's any favouritism to those on pace, I think that'll suit it. Extreme Virtue, big watch on it, coming from the Hayes stable. 3 starts, last prep, 3 wins, and looks to be going okay. I think, again, both of these around the 750 mark are both nice little bets. So that's what I've come up with.
I love to hear it. The 6 is a mile handicap for the 3-year-olds. Do you want to lead us away here?
Not particularly. Weren't overly keen on this race. I thought it was pretty hard to actually probably get a little bit of a line on. Some good form, some mixed form. I've gone with number 3, Super Nima. Again, simply because I thought it could get up pretty close to the lead. It'll stick on. It's going well at the moment. And the last couple of runs have been against decent horses. It was only sort of just edged out by Hughes a couple of starts back. So it will come out and be running. So I thought it could run well. Keen to see how Fauci, is it? Fauci, yeah, how it goes. It's third up here. It also fairly good value in the market, third up from an interesting stable that can produce them. So I got it as one of the watches, and there's no reason why Conchero can't run well as well. Forgive last start in the listed race that went to Morphettville. And if you look at the starts before that, there's a bit of merit in some of those. So an open race.
I've gone with Conchero on top. It pulled up lame in Adelaide, so I'm forgiving that. It should lead, and it will be very hard to get past, I would think. For the Waterhouse team, I had similar thoughts through the rest of it. I won't go over them all again. I thought Mary Eliza can run well. Should have been the finish last time out. The Waikato filly. And, yeah, the others are all chances that'll go in a quaddie. Interesting race for a quaddie, probably the one you're looking for a split in, to be honest. But we'll go with the leader there, and we'll get to the 7th, which is a mile benchmark 84, and I will rehash it and go with the leader here as well, with the 2 Waterhouse horses riding shotgun up front. Ambassadorial, 2 super tough. Gate 1 only nabbed late by Way Marie, and it made her work very hard to get past. I think with the lead here and the stablemate outside, it can do the same It's on top. I thought Fiasco Test was the overs in the race, just always runs well. Not much to add. I'm pretty keen that this horse is going to be fighting out the finish.
Yeah, no, I've gone for number 11, Saban. I like the first up run. It was first up run for about 4 months at Flemington. It stuck on really nicely there. That was got well back in the field, was sitting sort of way worse than midfield, finished off for fifth, only 3 lengths off them over the 1400. So I think there's going to be a lot of improvement here up to the 1600. It gets the 3 kilo claim here for Cartwright, carrying 51.5, drawn in 6. I expect this one to run really, really well. Yeah, it's my on topper.
Benchmark 100 over 1400 metres is the second to last. Who have you found here?
Look, I was pretty keen on 2 in this race, and one of them scratched with LNU out. So I think that makes War Machine look like a bit of a standout here.
There are some good horses at big prices here, aren't there? But
yeah, there is. And some of these I'm not so sure about. You've got the horse here that's come from Singapore, I think it is.
yeah, there's like 3 of them on the card, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, well, given there's no, they've had to send the horses somewhere. So we've picked up that here. But I thought War Machine was very good first up in a listed race at Mornington.
And
ran,
no harm changing
last time
stable.
What's that?
No harm going to that stable either. It's gone to
Yeah, and if you go back last preparation, it ran third for second up in the Group 3 Silver Eagle in Sydney, behind a horse called Ostraka. Probably a little bit unlucky first up. I think clear on top for me. Only downsides the gate, and I think that's helping the price.
I've got Regal Vow on top. Should have won last start. Missed the kick when it jumped. I think this is a nice filly, and around the $9 mark, it can bounce back and give us a sight here. Assuming the track is playing fair enough, it could just be if it's up the inside Caulfield, the whole thing changes. Scared of War Machine, as I said, nice stable change, and probably should have won first up. And the only bet I've had all day is, I know it's a horse that's probably held together with some blue tack and sticky tape at the moment, but Forgot You has trialled really well for a horse off 2 years of trying to get its legs to grow back. I've taken the 50s already, but maybe a rehab preparation again to get it going. The last is a benchmark 84, 1200 metres, and I think this is a great price for the leader. Oh, too good. I think it goes forward here. Did some good stuff last preparation, lightly raced, trialled well, and it's $7. The main danger is $8, winner's edge, and if we're running on it, I'll back them both if the track's playing fair. I love Pivot City. I've been with it every start. I hate the inside gate for it. I don't know how it's going to go ducking and weaving. I think it needs to get wound up and get clear air, but it is a very, very good horse. I think we're getting good price around a couple of nice horses at the top here to run well. What are you thinking, Beaver?
No, I'm pretty keen on Pivot City as well. Look, it's been unlucky, those 3. One first up, which was a good run, and the last 2, I just think, didn't have a lot of luck. I think with even luck in some of those races, it could have won all 3. 2 starts back, ran second behind a horse that I thought would be hard to beat tomorrow in LNU.
It should have won that, yeah.
And it should have won that race. And then last start at Bendigo again, started even money and wasn't far off Marble 9. I think it's clearly the best horse in the race here, as you said. Gate, the only danger. But I think 3's okay if we can keep him off the fence. And a lot of the main dangers, I think, are drawn right off the track, which makes them needing a little bit of luck in running, just the same. So I've got it on top. And quite a nice bet.
Beautiful. Do you want to give us your quaddie?
I will give us a quaddie. And it starts off in race 6, the first leg. And I'm going to go number 3, Super Nima, number 4, Conchero, number 5, Figlio di Argento, and number 13, Fauci. In the second leg, which is race 7, I'm going to go number 9, Ambassadorial, number 10, Mizan, number 11, Saban, and number 13, Ruakaka Raider. In the third leg, which is race 8, I'm going to go number 5, Limbs Soltaro, number 8, War Machine, and number 13, Regal Vow. And then to finish the day, I'm going to go number 3, O2 Good, number 10, Pivot City, number 11, Codigo, and number 13, Namesake.
Beautiful. Have you had a look at Gosford? I had a quick look and I hated the meeting and I don't like betting at Gosford, so I left it alone. But is there anything you liked?
I had a sneaky peek. I think race 2, number 1, Sequista. I think that can win and get us off to a good start there. And then there was one later in the day. I'm just trying to think now.
The one you mentioned, Reckoning?
I think race 8, number 10, Know Thyself, will be hard to beat. A little watch on Wooten Verney in the same race. And I think the last race, race 10, number 10, Reckoning. I think that's best bet of the day there.
Just noticed Gumdrops is now with Chris Waller. Interesting. We've got the Group 1, what is it? Goodwood in Adelaide. Giga Kick's resuming there. If it's in order, surely has to run well. Have you had a look at that race?
I haven't, but I had a quick flick of it, and I hadn't studied the form yet, so I'm not going to give a pick. But you're 100% right there. Be interesting to see how Giga Kick has returned.
I had one bet from Adelaide, race 4, number 5. She's a Hustler's gone over there. I think it'll win.
Yes.
Nice.
See that.
Yeah, nice horse on the way through, but not much else to add from the rest of Australia at the moment. Thank you for joining us, and it's good to be back. As I said, we'll cover the Brisbane Carnival as it gets into full flow over the next 6 or so weeks. Look forward to doing it all again next week. Thank you, Beaver.
Thank you, sir.
We'll take care, guys, and good punting this weekend. Bye.